Hey everyone, it's Lisa with Mimi's DIY Journey. Thanks for joining me tonight. I am going to do a quick flip through of Pam's new digital kit called Garden Whispers. And then I'm going to go ahead tonight and create a folio. Because during the week I don't have a lot of time. But I want to try and get this created. And then as soon as I have some time to create a journal, I want to make a journal to go with this folio. So, quick flip through. This is called Garden Whispers. I already said that. This page here, I printed out separate on cardstock. There's nothing on the back of this one because I love this. This is one of my favorite prints. And I want to use this as the front cover for this folio. But this is a very beautiful kit. I'm going to say probably one of my favorites. Very neutral colors, toned down colors, just my style. I love the lily, which I love lilies. All kinds of lilies. Calla lilies are my favorite. I have an aster lily actually planted in our tractor tire out back. And it's growing up pretty good. I actually need to dig it up this fall and kind of pull it apart and spread it out. But yes, I just absolutely love this. And then this is the fussy cuts that come with it. Got some blue jays, a yellow finch, some bunnies and butterflies. Little file folders. Some pockets and tags. And some journal cards. Another file folder. And lots of tags. So that's going to be great. Alright, and then this is the add-on kit that coincides with the journal kit if you're interested in purchasing this. So I'll do a quick flip through of that. So got some stamps, some journal cards. I love these. Like altered note cards. Yep, and then library cards. Pretty flowers. Look at all these fuzzy guts. I love it. Love it, love it. Cannot wait to start cutting into this. I love this butterfly. Yeah, I'm going to have to take these to the living room with me and start cutting. And then some sentiments here. Friendship is a sheltering tree. I love that. And some more. Some more. And I just love these. This is one of my favorites too. The little bird and the butterfly. And then this one is her freebie, which is over on her Buy Me a Coffee. So I will try and get the link to that as well and leave that down in the description box if you just want to go over and get the freebie. But I will leave a link to her Etsy so you can go over and check out this digital kit if you're interested. Check out everything else that she has. She also normally has tutorials to go along with all of her kits. So be sure to go over and check out her YouTube as well. So I'll leave links to all that below. So I have these little Amazon basic little notepads. I love making folios for these to go in. So that is what we're going to do tonight. So, get my little scoreboard here because we are going to need to score and move my stuff around here. need my little score thing. Now, if I remember right, it's been a minute since I've done this. I believe, okay, I want to score about, well, 5 1/4, probably, no, let's go 5 1/2, just to be on the safe side. So, from the factory fold, on this file folder, yes, we'll go 5 1/2. Try not to press too hard. Sometimes I press so hard I go right through the file folder. And then I'm going to go over another 1/4 of an inch. Sorry, 1/8 of an inch. And then that's going to give me room for this to come around my notepad. And now I'm just going to turn this over, and I'm going to do the same thing, 5 1/2. So do I want to do it that way? Make a pocket here. This is going to end up being our flap, I think, our little closure. Yeah, so let's go ahead and figure out our height. How tall do we want this? I'm going to leave some room here. Alright. So that's about 3 1/2 inches. Because I want to make this part here a pocket to hold our notebook. Alright. And then the rest will cut off. So, let's turn like this, because this is going to be our top part. So I am going to score I'm so scared I'm going to mess it up. Yeah, I'm going to score it 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Okay, yeah, I got the bottom part. Alright, I think that's all the scoring that we need to do. So, I'm going to fold this up like so. Alright, go ahead and crease this really well. And we'll crease these. Okay, and then we got this one little one here. I hope 1/8 of an inch is going to be fine. I'm pretty sure it should. Okay. Oh, darn it. Come on. Get over there. There we go. Got it. Okay. Increase that. That was kind of difficult. So maybe I should have went 1/4 of an inch. May not have been so hard. Alright. So, my nifty little pencil here. I'm going to cut this part away. And I'm going to cut all of this away. Right there. So, when I cut this, I'm going to stay on this side of that crease. So I can get rid of that bump. Not that far over, just a tad. And then I'm going to do the same here as well. I'm going to stay on the top side of that. Okay. Oh, so then that will fold around. Oh, I think that's going to be fine. Alright. And then over here, I'm going to stay on the right side of that crease. Just like that. Oops. I probably should have used my ruler and my knife. Alright, and then we can save these for pockets later on or whatever we want to do with it. So that's going to fold up and become a pocket. And I really think I might need to cut some more off. I just want to check my pocket here. I think I'm going to be okay. Okay, and then this will glue down and be a pocket as well. So, let's get our glue. Yeah, this will be fine. This is just my Beacon's Fabri-Tac glue. And I'm going to try and stay on the edge. Oops. As close as possible so that I'm not making my pocket too small. Okay, that should be fine, I hope. Okay, and then I am actually going to cut just a little sliver at an angle off of both of these sides here. Oop. Okay, that should be fine. I just don't want them to end up sticking out. Okay. Ooh, oh, getting glue on my mat. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. Just rubbing that excess glue off. Although, you know what? I should have waited to glue that before I put my paper on there. It's okay. I'll figure out a way to make it work. Alright, and then that's going to go around like that. Trying to think now that I glued that down. Because I've got this little flap here. So I am going to cut that flap off. And that will just make life just a little bit easier. Now I have a straight edge. That'll work. Do some more glue here. Maybe. Get my strings out of the way. Alright. There we go. So there is that. So I think I'm going to put a couple magnets on there. And let's see if I can make this work. Okay. So there's 2. Look how tiny these things are though. Very tiny, and they're a pain in the butt to try and glue on. But I'm going to use some double-sided tape, I think. So how am I going to do this? Okay. So I figure 1 right there and 1 right there. And that'll help hold it closed. Alright. I'm going to have to watch. I've seen somebody use double-sided tape on their magnets. And I don't remember exactly how it went. Okay. So I kind of got them stuck down. And I'm going to set that up there. And let's, oh boy, trim the white off. I cannot figure out how to print a full page on my printer without that white strip. There we go. Now, we put that down so I don't cut my knuckle off again. I'm going to leave just a little bit of a border. I love doing that. So I'm going to go here, and well, I really don't need to cut length off. Okay. There's my mark. Leave it right there. Okay. Yes. Alright. Get some glue here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Beacon's Fabri-Tac glue. Put some right on top of those. I got a feeling I'm going to have to make this again. It's okay. Alright. There's that. It should keep those magnets from moving. Alright, now I want to go ahead and cover this side so we can get those magnets covered. So, I am going to just use this other half. And I don't have to cut the length off. So I want to make sure, get it lined up where I want it. Turn it over, and then I'm going to trace here, and then I'm going to pull it up just a little bit. Well, maybe just probably, I'm going to pull it up probably like 1/8 of an inch. I think I'm good. And then I want to trace again. The first trace is just so I have a guide when I pull it up. Second trace is where I'm going to cut. And that's going to give me my little border. I hope that works and covers the magnets. Do not think about that. Round that just a little bit. Yeah, that's gonna work. Alright, so let's get some glue on here. You can kind of tell I didn't really think all this through. I just knew I wanted to make a folio. Alright. And I'm going to put some glue right on top of those magnets too. Okay. Oh, a little crooked here, I think. There we go. I mean, we could have used a Velcro dot. There. Get some more glue there on that edge. Okay. That should work. I didn't quite get my measurement right there on that corner, but it'll be okay. Alright, now let's do this side. Yep, I'm going to use this one, so let's get the trimmer. We're going to cut this white off. Move that to the side. So again, let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going to try and line it up with the size of this paper. So, will this trimmer work? Let's see. It will. Okay. So we've got our length. Okay. I think I need to take a little of the length off. Not much, just a little bit. Just a sliver. Okay. Much better. There we go. Alright, so we'll glue this one down. These are fun to make with those green hanging file folders too. I like using those. But I'm thinking that I might sew this into the journal when I make it and let this be one of the signatures. Okay, so there's that. There we go. Very pretty. Yep, I like that. Okay, back. Let's do the back. Let's Nah, I don't want to cut that. Let's use that. Alright, so again, let's get the trimmer. And cut the white off. I should have done that before I started this video. I was just excited. Hook there, hook. Alright. Well, I don't have to cut any length off, because I could have made this a little bit shorter. But it's alright. Still gonna be pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to keep that, of course. I think I'm going to take just a little bit more off. I'll get the little trimmer, but I'm going to trim the inside here. Oh yeah, because I trimmed that like way crooked anyways. How do you manage to cut something crooked on a trimmer? Okay, I think that's going to be fine. Only I can cut something crooked on a trimmer. Oops. Make sure I get them edges good, and the corners. Okay. Throw those away. Alright, there's the back side. So now we just got these two to go. So I think this one cut it right there, and then yep, this piece will fit over here, should, and then I won't feel so bad cutting the bunny in half. Right there. Okay. So that could go in here like that. And I should have inked this, and then that one will go like that. And then we'll still have our little bunny. Excuse me. Alright, get us some glue here. About time for me to fill my bottle back up. Then it won't take so long getting the glue out. There we go. yeah, I think I will go through and ink the folder anyways. Okay. There. Alright, now we just got one more. And I have my little scraps here. I thought, well, I have this one. Well, no, because I think I used that. I used that right there. So, this one? Or this one? Let's go with this side. Okay. Well, come on, get up there. Okay, and then this side. Let's measure here where we want to cut. Okay, so I am going to cut right there. And then right there. Okay. So I just want to say thank you for being here with me tonight. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell and select all so you don't miss any future content from me. And if you are returning, I thank you for following along with me. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Alright, so this is going to be a little short if I use that. See, it's not going to go all the way to the top. So, let's go ahead and use this one. That's fine. I feel like everything's crooked. Everything is crooked tonight. Come on, glue. Let it sit too long. So I should have actually another print of this. And what I am thinking, well, let's just go with a flower print. Yeah, we'll just use the flower print. I don't think this will fit in here until, oh, it does. I did not think it would. Oh, it doesn't fit the other way. Okay. But I got cut that there. Okay, now we can trim the white off. I like my big trimmer, but the small one here comes in handy sometimes, but We might need, well, we will need that trimmer again. Just going to trim right there. Okay. Now we should be good. Yeah, we are good. Get some glue on here. Well, you know what? Nope, this would not sew in. Well, yeah. I could sew it in. It'd have to be a signature by itself. I don't know. Something to think about. Okay. There we go. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Alright, where's my little notebook? Here's my notebook. And then I want to use this top part here to cover that. So we're going to cut that there. And then we'll cut it there. So let's cut this first. Okay. Now we'll cut this side. Okay. That'll work. Get some glue on here. And then that way we cover that up. Okay. Awesome. And now our pocket should be dry enough. And then we could just slide that right down in there. Maybe. There we go. Pull it up just a little bit. And we have ourselves a cute little folio with a removable notebook. And you know what? Here, I should have done an eighth of an inch spine as well. So if you're doing this, make sure you're scoring here an 1/8 of an inch spine, and then also an 1/8 of an inch. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I would do 1/4 of an inch. Yep, do 1/4 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch here. So just measure out your 5.5 inches, or however wide, I guess. Go by your notebook. But if you happen to get these notebooks, go out your 5.5 inches and do your score mark. Go over 1/4 of an inch, do another score mark. That's just going to make this side here shorter. And then also your pocket here will not be as wide. So do from the factory fold, you'll come over 1/4 of an inch and score there. If I do it now, it's going to mess my magnets up. So I think I want to remake this. Not tonight. But for the journal, I will remake that as well. So then we can use some of the fussy cuts and decorate this part. And then we can, you know, stuff our little pockets here. So all kinds of stuff that we can do. But at least the magnets are going to keep it closed. They are catching. I got to figure out how to do that a little bit better so you guys aren't laughing at me. But that's okay. You can laugh at me. Just don't laugh at anybody else, okay? Alright, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you liked this little tutorial. Please don't forget to go over and check out Pam's YouTube and also her Etsy shop, especially if you're interested in this kit. And again, thank you for joining me. I really, really do appreciate it. And a reminder to subscribe, like, comment, and don't forget to hit the notification bell and select all so that you don't miss any future content from me. It's not always bad projects, I promise. So it's been a while since I've made a little folio like this, so I kind of forgot how it goes, and that's it. Alright guys, thanks again. Have a good night, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.